You go first.
So if I like my background, so I was born in the UK, and from a young age I moved to Spain. So I was raised in two different cultures to begin with, and then I did a lot of traveling. And all of this was led by food, like the curiosity and passion that I had for food, to explore different cultures and different ways to eat, different ways to cook. And I kind of became a nomadic chef in a way. I built a brand around traveling as a chef, and I'd host events in different countries as I traveled. And then that kind of led me to meet Karina, because she was hosting events in a different way in her home country, and that kind of brought us together to then create Sacred Food together. So it's kind of these two parallel paths happening that then kind of merged to create Sacred Food.
Cool and different.
Yeah.
Very different background. I'm from Italy and I worked as a journalist mainly. It's like, let's say, it's the most important thing that I did before deciding that I really wanted to do something very different. And I was like 30 like 5 years ago, when I decided to quit my job and just start, to just start cooking, because it's my passion. I grew up in a family, South Italy, a family that, builds a lot of relationship and, it's all around food in South Italy, in a way. And I always had this strong passion, and I decided to just at some point just follow it. And I started with a home restaurant in Italy, but that wasn't really working at the time, because it was a bit too advanced, for for the mentality at the time. And because of food, I moved to Malta. I got in touch with a chef that was looking for a workaway here, so I moved here. And since then, my life changed completely.
Yeah, we met online on Facebook, and I just booked a flight to see how, we had to meet in person after a month of talking online. It was like, it's time to meet, and I never really left once. As I was saying before, food has always been the thing that connects me to people, connects me to projects and the world around me. And I think the main aim with Sacred Food for us is to reconnect people to what's beyond the food. So the process of how the food is grown, the process of how it's prepared. That's why we promote a lot of home cooking. Okay. And really reigniting that appreciation for food for what it really is, not just a product that you buy at the supermarket. Because we find there's a big disconnection. I think it's the reconnection is growing, but we're here to kind of facilitate or be that bridge between what food really is and what people perceive food to be. Yeah, it's like bringing that sacredness back to food.
We make kombucha together. Kombucha, this drink is a very ancient drink made out mostly tea. And then he takes care of kimchi mainly, and I also make kefir made out of coconut milk. And I would say that we focused on these mainly three fermented products, because we think that it's very important nowadays to support the body, giving it the good bacteria, to digest food and to support the body in the digestion process. And that's one of the mainly reason because we focus on it, because when we focus on the digestion process and we support the body in that way, the digestion system works better, of course, and that means that we have more energy to, the body has more energy to invest in other things, and at the same time it doesn't have, we started actually because 1 year ago I was suffering of a lot of cramps and pain in my gut. Whatever I was eating, I was just having a lot of pain, finding it really hard to digest. And I was taking these pills, probiotics, And then it's like, why I should take probiotics in pills when I can, eat some food that has properties that can support me in this. And since then, I really literally didn't suffer of pain in my gut anymore. And of course, I'm not saying that it's like that for everyone, but I speak from my experience, you know. So it's definitely something that is helping my immune system and my gut for sure.
Kimchi, for example, which in Korea they say 95% of people have it with every meal. It's really something that not only stimulates the senses and kind of opens up the stomach, but it supports digestion. So they'll have a little bit with their food to really aid in the process of not only digesting the food but absorbing the nutrients from the food. So it's, for us, it's something that we do daily. It has been now for over a year, I'd say.
Yeah, kefir, you know, like kefir, you prepare
For
breakfast, you make the smoothies or smoothie bowl with kefir. It's just
It's
very,
like a
very-
fermented food for every occasion.
Yeah.
Like a bottle of kombucha could be a replacement for a bottle of prosecco over a dinner.
Yes.
So it replaces things in a very healthy way, and on top of that, you're getting the naturally occurring probiotics. Yes, we don't hide anything. We teach them all the secrets. We give them the recipe. We give them a SCOBY, which is what is the culture that we use to make the kombucha. The workshop, basically, they come, they taste, so they try the kombucha. They then make their own kombucha. They create their own flavors, and then they take the recipe. They take the SCOBY, so they really take away all the knowledge they need to start their own brewing at home. And really, if they really have the passion and commitment to make these things a part of their lives, they can. If we focus on the fermented food again for a second, if we think of the world that we live in, this very clean, especially now with what's happening, we have, we want to clean our hands, clean ourselves. There's a lot of sterilization, and we're all for bacteria, good bacteria, because if you clean, then you can become more vulnerable. So by eating these foods, you can really support your body in an important way.
When you say diet, in my head it's like boo,
Alarm.
attention. You know, it's like the way we use this word, because it's like, for example, we definitely are against diet in the sense of losing weight. You know, using diet, so using food to lose weight, that kind of diet, and it's not something that we embrace, not at all. And this is what we do also with intuitive eating. You know, it's like really let go of that diet mentality and free ourselves in order to be able to feel into it. It's like, oh, what do you really fancy to eat today? It's maybe I want something sweet for lunch, you know? Mm-hmm. So it's really, and yes, if there is something for sure that I personally really have every time I eat, is kimchi, really. It's like at the moment I'm completely in love with it. But for the rest, there is not something specifically, you know, if I want to be clear, it's like if I fancy to eat some gluten, some bread, I'm just going to eat some bread and some pasta, for example. You know, it's not that there's nothing that is really forbidden in our kitchen. Nothing is forbidden on our table, you know. Of course, we try to... I can tell you what we don't have, for sure, and it's processed food. What we don't have, if you open our fridge, it's really hard, you're going to find something really processed, you know, highly processed. Like in terms of oil or processed sugar or processed, even just a pesto, you know. We always prefer to make the pesto rather than buy the pesto. So yeah, that's probably it.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong if, let's say, you fancy a burger. Have a burger, but make the burger yourself.
Yeah.
Make the ketchup yourself. Like, all of these things can be made with whole foods. They can be made in a healthy manner. So there's nothing wrong with having these foods, but try and make them yourself. Also because it's fun.